and author of Because They Hate Us, or Because They Hate. Brigitte, I'm going to start with you. I mean, a provocative book title, certainly. What was your assessment of this speech today and his plan to vet people, even like yourself, because you're a Christian, but you're from Lebanon? You would be someone who would be highly scrutinized under Donald Trump's plan. You okay with it?
Actually, I loved his speech today. It's about time we have a leader in this country who basically calls a spade and does everything he can to defend the country. As an immigrant from Lebanon, and remember, my country right now is run by Hezbollah, a terrorist organization. I escaped persecution to come to America because I wanted to live in freedom as a legal immigrant. I came here because I wanted to be a part of the American fabric and contribute to this society. Those are the type of immigrants we want. We do not want immigrants coming here who hate our way of life, who do not want to live under our Constitution, who do not value equality between men and women, who bring a different set of values into this country. Those are not the immigrants we want, and I thought his speech today was fabulous.
And of course, a lot of people are going to take issue with parts of it, in part, Muhammad, because he effectively is saying, look, if you are Muslim, or if you're from one of these countries that practices Islam, we are going to look at you more carefully. How do you react to that?
You know, he continues to demonstrate fear-mongering, and fear-mongering is not a solution. Ignorance and bigotry is not a solution.
But let me jump in, because I don't know that that's fear-mongering. I mean, the reality is we're facing a threat, and at the very beginning of that speech, he did something that many might say was quite effective, in that he just listed the terror attacks that we have experienced recently in this nation, one after another, and then went through what Europe is facing. And so there's a reality there, which is not necessarily about fear-mongering. It's about what we all feel given this threat.
Well, there's two problems. One, he needs to do his homework before he comes up with a solution. First, he needs to join me in visiting a mosque and seeing what is Islam versus extremism. He needs to meet with Muslim leaders like the Caliph of Islam, His Holiness Mirza Masroor Ahmad, the largest Muslim leader in the world, to understand what he's doing against this. What the issue here is, if it's not fear-mongering, 97% of the people that these extremists kill are Muslims. So this is not Islam versus Christians versus Jews.
Ask you this, how do you fix it? And that was one of the principles of his speech today as well, that we need to call on the Muslim community and work with the Muslim community to get the Muslim community on board to fix this. How do you change it?
That's a great point. And the campaign we've launched in America is called True Islam. True Islam takes 11 points that these extremists use to manipulate religion to radicalize youth in particular. And we have the counter-narrative, the counter-ideology, like he talked about today. The counter-ideology is these 11 points. I invite Donald Trump to endorse these 11 points, like freedom of religion, like having equity with women, like no terrorism. So we have a campaign in place in America where we're inviting Muslims and non-Muslims to come join us. And that's how we're going to provide a counter-ideology. The only people that agree are the extremists and the Islamophobes that this is religion. This is not Islam.
Well, Brigitte, you want to respond to that?
Absolutely. We need to keep in mind that what Mahmoud represents here is he represents the Ahmadiyya movement, who only accounts for 20 million Muslims worldwide. It's a fraction. Their movement started only in the 19th century, last century. He believes in angels, so is his followers. These are not the Muslims we are worried about. This is the peaceful movement that reformed Islam. So we want more people like Mahmoud, but he does not represent the radical Islam we are dealing with today and that Trump is talking about.
Brigitte, Muhammad, thank you so much. Good to have you here. New reaction tonight to Donald Trump's meteoric rise from businessman to Republican nominee. Our next guest explains Trump's seemingly unstoppable rise by framing it in terms of some of his most loyal supporters, working-class white Americans. Author J.D. Vance joins me next. Plus, fears we could see another night of riots in Milwaukee tonight after protests over a police-involved shooting this weekend leave one major U.S. city on edge. Governor Scott Walker is here exclusively